Get fast, reliable internet for any budget. Now, qualifying customers can get Xfinity Internet free through the Affordable Connectivity Program. That's right, free high-speed internet from Xfinity. And Internet Essentials customers can get equipment included at no extra cost. Get started today.
We change our minds every day. About 1 million things a day. This is no different. You can't be afraid to be wrong. You can't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm just going to rethink this thing. People are not dying getting the vaccine. I better rethink this thing. I'm going to go call my doctor and have a discussion one more time. It is okay to change your mind.
Hey.
Girl, every time I see that intro, I think, man, my friend was a beautiful bride. Girl, you were so pretty.
Wow. And look, and you have always been a beauty. I'm like, girl, you know, those back in the day. That was over 25 years ago.
Back when I was still bow-legged and the meat between my legs wasn't rubbing together.
They have friction.
Right. Now I got sparks flying out my butt. Girl, I got something to tell you that I ain't told nobody yet.
What's going on?
Girl, I done messed around and got the damn COVID.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I got COVID, girl. And
how you feel? How are you feeling? How you feeling? What's going on?
I feel okay. You know, I had a cough and it really just made me tired. Like I was exhausted. Like, you know, I move like really fast. You know, I'm always.
I know you're on the move.
Girl, I was moving like a turtle. I was moving so slow for everything. Like I couldn't get it together. Like I had to tell the kids, give me a minute, let mama stop and think. Give me a minute, let mama get it together because I could not get it together.
Yeah. Yeah. You just, you know, and it's one of those things. I think the new COVID, I'll call it, because I had it back, you know, when it was, you know, kind of in transition, and you know, it don't take you totally down, but it zaps some energy out of you.
Yeah. And with me having the kids and doing the podcast and all the other stuff, girl, I need to always be on 10. And you know, the way that I make my money is ideas, it's concepts, it's creativity. And I'm just now, you know, 2 weeks after getting my creativity back. Like some ideas came to my mind today and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Because I was like, am I going to be able to get ideas? Am I going to be able to come up with concepts? I'm meeting with companies and they're counting on me to connect them with, you know, different cultures and communities to promote their products and services. And girl, I was like, I was putting meetings off because I was scared that I wasn't able to, you know, connect with people and talk to them. And it was just, you know, it was just a really scary situation. And girl, just like something that would, you know, not take a lot of my energy, knocked me all the way out. I was laid out, girl. And these kids didn't understand that, you know, they jumping around looking for mama. And girl, I was like, let's go to the park. Cause I just need to sit. I figured if I took them to the park, they would just sit, they would play and I could just sit. Girl, I had to get rest. And I'm laying down like a homeless person on the bench at the damn park.
Girl, and you know, you look, that's when you need your nanny, and you know, I don't know where the au pair and the nanny was, but you know, you probably needed them today, you know, but getting those kids, you know, to understand, because they moving, they have COVID and they be running around.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I wasn't ready for it. You know, I've been very, very careful. I haven't been without my mask. You know, we went to some events outdoors. And I thought because we're outdoors, we didn't need a mask. Girl, this new COVID is hitting folks outside.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you know, I was at Essence over the Memorial Day weekend. And I tell you, the number of people that came back and said, oh, I tested positive, but I feel fine. I'm back out. Maybe they put on a mask, maybe not. I don't know, but I definitely know that people are, catching it and moving on. They're not doing any incubation. They're not wearing their mask after knowing possibly, and they may stay in the house a couple of days and they backing out. They back
If
out.
they stay in the house. And that's the thing. Everybody's going back to normal. If you look at video from baseball games or the NBA D League or, any of the fairs or festivals or events that are going on right now, nobody has a mask on. If you go into the grocery store, nobody's masking up. And they are talking about this new wave. And people are now again saying, and I haven't seen this on social media in a while, but people are now again saying, I had a friend die of COVID.
Really?
That was my first time today seeing people on social media talk about recent COVID deaths. I hadn't seen that in a really long time.
Yeah, because they've been down, and I know that, but definitely if you have a pre-existing condition, that may be one of the criterias or one of the reasoning. But I have, and it's been interesting because I've actually had a couple of cousins in the last week die, and in their sleep, and it's like they had COVID for a long time, and they were fine, and now passed away. 42-year-old Black male, they said he just died in his sleep. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I remember, last year he had COVID for an extended period of time,
and that's the thing that scares me. I don't want this stuff to double back on me. And the kids got it. And I don't want this stuff to double back on the kids. I just went to the doctor yesterday, and they checked my oxygen level. It was at 98%. I went today and it was at 92%. And I'm like, how did my oxygen level drop 6 points in a day? And so I've literally been, because this is the thing, Tina, and I don't know how they treated you when you got COVID, but right now it's every man for himself.
It sure is.
You need a ventilator. Unless you are deathly ill, girl, they sending you home with no medication, pretty much no instruction except to stay hydrated and isolate. And you pretty much on your own. Girl, honestly, I've been taking the kids' breathing treatments, the nebulizer. I got myself some tubing, and I've been taking the nebulizer treatments so that I could, just kind of keep my airwaves open. When I feel like my chest is congested or I need to cough. I've been staying hydrated. The kids had some oral steroids, girl. I was taking that shit. I'm like, look, I just got to take care of me because the doctors are not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
COVID, when they boosted and vaxxed, I've been on the It's Okay to Change campaign, and I'm glad I got that vaccine because Lord have mercy, I don't know what would have happened to me if I wasn't boosted up, if I didn't have, this vaccine, because like I said, it's 10, 12, 13 days later, and I'm still coughing. I'm still, dealing with that. I was just on a breathing treatment today, and I'm here to tell you, it has been a struggle to do anything. If I got a 5 o'clock deadline, girl, I ain't getting that shit turned in till 4:59. If I'm supposed to do something, I'm not doing it till the last minute. I am really dragged.
It's zapping your energy. But I'm gonna tell you some good tips is alkaline water or Celsius water. Celsius water is kind of more of a boost.
Okay.
And alkaline water, those are they kind of get you back in motion again.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take some notes. Okay, alkaline
water. Yeah, it's just so where Smart Water makes one, or different you can go to Kroger's or go to the any type of go to Hy-Vee, not Kroger's, go to Hy-Vee and get you some, and since you'll be where the water is sold.
Girl, it's I'm gonna have to look into that. Where is that? Is that in the regular water section? Is it in the energy section?
No, it's in a bottled water. So just go to the bottled water section and look for the alkaline water and Celsius water. Just because you need something with a little bit of kick into it. It's not like Crystal Light or anything like that, but it definitely gives you a little bit of a kick. The Celsius water is really, really good, but alkaline water is kind of really, really like more of an electrolyte.
How much is it running you?
Usually for a bottle, like $2 for a bottle, but you can get like a
pack or
a case. Yeah, you can get a case, like or something like that for probably maybe $5-6 or something like that.
Okay, because I really need to do something because I got to get my energy back. And yesterday I felt better than I felt. Like I produced a couple of podcasts. I did a couple of Zoom meetings. Today I did like an interview with CNN. And I talked to a reporter from the Houston Chronicle. We're doing our show.
Yeah.
And so, so I feel better. Like I went to the doctor again today, had all the kids with me, but I just noticed that I'm moving slow. And I noticed when my chest is congested and I'm coughing. I'm like, why am I coughing? It's been all these days later. And so, there's some people who got some really serious symptoms and they are in the hospital with respiratory issues. So I'm grateful to God. But, the kids got it too. Brandon, Cameron, and Daniel, they all had ginger too.
Yeah. But I mean, but I guess everybody, the symptoms are different. But I'd just say pay attention to the cough because I think, you want, coughing, kind of, I won't say damages your lungs, but you want to always kind of pay attention to the cough part. If that persists longer than, definitely a couple of weeks, you want to make sure you take care of that. Because
a girlfriend of mine got it in Houston and she was coughing so hard. She went back to her doctor and was like, let's do a chest x-ray to make sure that I'm okay. And I did one and everything looked good. But like I said, I just hate that this shit is even in my body. I don't want to have to deal with it. I've been so careful and cautious. And, the moment I step foot out of the damn house.
You don't know. And I'm going to tell you, but I think that herd immunity piece, you know what? I know people thinking, okay, I missed it. I didn't get it in these last couple of years. But it's almost like if your body can go ahead and just get rid of it. And, prayerfully that, you can move on from it and not be totally sick. And then the hope is that, the next, you won't get this, again, because again, my niece, we went to Essence Festival. My niece was like, I tested positive. I had already had COVID back in, December. I just pulled one out the cabinet and, I was negative. So it was like, it was fine. So it's definitely one of those, not to say you need to catch it so you don't have to worry about it, but I definitely see, and if you've seen on the news, people are like, oh, I didn't already had COVID. So it's almost like a lotto ticket, like saying, I ain't got to worry about it again. But that's not the case. But it definitely puts you in a position where second time around, hopefully those that are catching it, are, it's not as severe.
I just, I'm watching my kids, trying to make sure they're okay. I'm trying to stay okay. And I'm just like, because the thing is, if I go down, girl, they got nobody. And so I'm just grateful to God that I did not go down. Like nobody had to be hospitalized. But the one thing that we did have that I thank God for is the pediatricians here in Minnesota have equipped me with all the medication I need for the asthma.
Yeah, so okay, breathing machines.
As soon as they got it, we put them on the breathing machines. We up their oral steroids. And hell, like I said, I was taking their stuff and doubling up the dose. I was like, these doctors ain't doing nothing. Let me just do it for myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what helped us get through everything was having that, medicine and that stuff on hand where we could start it right away. And I think that, prayer and Jesus and them breathing machines, that made a difference because if we didn't have that, I don't really know where I'd be because again, it's every man for himself. And I'm seeing people on social media who went to Essence and, they're saying I got COVID. I came back from Essence with COVID and folks are posting and, it's just by the grace of God that folks are making it. But again, like I said, I'm seeing now something I haven't seen in months is people saying, my loved one died of COVID.
Away. Yeah. And I just have to say that, I don't want to call it our new normal, but we definitely gonna, it's becoming a flu or a, almost a common cold. It's like, okay, get your vaccinations and, you be prayerful that, you don't get hit hard and keep it moving. Keep it moving. And drink a lot of fluids, what they say, drown a flu and feed a cold or whatever
whatever it is, girl, they need to come for COVID.
I know they need one for COVID. Hey,
Yes.
drink some alcohol or something.
Girl, come on, get some vodka or something, girl, because it's just like, you just don't know what to expect. Because Cameron, got tired, and Brandon, he was coughing, and Daniel, he just was real moody, and he was complaining that his stomach hurt, and then I had diarrhea at the wazoo, and then after that, then my chest started hurting, so I didn't have any of the respiratory stuff until the diarrhea was over.
Yep.
I mean, I was like, damn, you just never know how this is gonna hit you. So
you sure don't.
I'm just
everybody is so different.
Everybody's different, girl.
Everybody's so different.
I'm grateful for these vaccines that are keeping us alive, and safe from death. Because at one time, how many people, a million people died. So this ain't nothing to play with. But at the same time, grateful that we got the vaccine, that I went and got it, that Andrew had me to get
Thank
it.
God.
Thank you, Jesus. Because, I wasn't getting it. But, I just, now we got to think about, okay, so, what's it going to be like when the kids get ready to go back to school? So now we got all these decisions to make. Are we going to homeschool? Are we going to send the kids back to school and roll the dice? Are we going to hope everything works out okay? What kind of precautions is the school taking? Are they doing anything new or different? Are the kids going to be masked up? It's just so much stuff to be concerned about.
Yeah, and people are lax, and people have gone on with their
life. God, people are completely done.
They traveling. They at the grocery store. They had large events. Life is back to normal for most. Back people. At work, back at
ain't nothing happening. Some people are even saying we're living in a post-COVID world. And I had to call somebody down in Texas and say, did y'all find a cure for COVID in Houston? Because I was watching the Astros game and ain't nobody had no damn mask on. No. Do y'all have the cure down there? Do I need to drive my RV down there and get the cure?
80,000 people in the Superdome in New Orleans. 80,000. I did not see one mask. Not one mask. So, and actually, the rarity of the people that even on the streets, maybe here and there, few in the convention center, people didn't have on masks. It was just not a part of their day-to-day anymore.
Girl.
So just know that, just imagine all the people that possibly tested positive, walking around, did know,
right?
And they breathing on you, or
and you.
It's a communicable disease, so it passes
from person to person, so easy. And like this little assistant that we got for the podcasting platform, she come to the house and and she's in the studio. And I'm like, okay, honey, do you want me to get you a mask, or do you want me to get a mask? And she's like, oh no, I'm fine. And if you put on a mask, sometimes people are offended by that, and you just never know what to expect. So I'm just,
and they were even saying that people wearing a mask or people that potentially have tested positive, and they just still going about their day to day, and they just want to protect the fact that they were positive. So it's you almost have this misnomer of people walking around with masks. Everybody looking like, oh, she must have, tested positive. So everybody just kind of move about their day. So
and I've told people, when I went to the doctor, I'm like, look, my son tested positive. I've had exposure. I'm double masking up because I don't want to get anybody sick. And one of the nurses was like, did you want me to put on a KN95 mask? I was like, why don't you? Until we can figure out if I'm positive or negative, please protect yourself and your family.
Exactly.
And so I think we're going to see a lot more cases this summer.
Look at Denzel. I mean, he couldn't even go get his medal. He couldn't even get his Medal of Honor because it's still there. So the words are, it's still there. We're still in the midst of COVID-19. We may not want to call it a pandemic, but it's there. It ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. It ain't, especially since we don't want to act right. Girl, I'm going to lay down. I'm so glad you got with me today.
And I hope you feel better, and the kids.
Thank you. Thank you, girl.
Drink lots of fluids, and y'all just stay on in there. Girl, it's too hot to do anything else. Just stay in the house.
Well, y'all make sure y'all come back next week for Tina and Sheletta.
All right.
Hey.
Hy-Vee, we take pride at being part of the communities we serve. In 2021, we donated more than 14 million meals, and this year, we're committed to doing even more. For over 90 years, we've been the place that people turn in time of need, and we take that very seriously. That's why we're loading our semis full of food this week and making deliveries across the Midwest to help families this Easter. To join our effort, simply donate when you're at the checkout. Together, we can make a big difference for those in need.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really, don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, I go to left, fake them out. Mama, go up, mama!
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but United Healthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. United Healthcare.
Uh-huh.
When my daughter was first diagnosed with autism, I didn't know what to do because I knew she qualified for services and resources for people with disabilities. But trying to figure out how to manage everything was overwhelming. So I turned to the folks at Accra Home Care for help because for 30 years, they've helped families like mine and provided self-guided personal care assistance services and financial management assistance for their developmentally delayed and elderly loved ones. The folks at Accra helped us get a fence so my daughter could play outside in the backyard safely and even showed me how to use the resources to get a trampoline. And that's just a couple of the things that Accra Home Care does. Whether it's assisted living, mental health, or home health care, they've got you covered. Accra will make sure your loved ones who need services actually get it. Go to their website at acrahomecare.org or give them a call at 952-935-3515.
For millions of Americans, the pandemic impacted our financial situations, and a lot of people lost their jobs. But that should not mean you have to lose your house if you can't pay for your mortgage. Listen, no need to feel ashamed if you missed a payment or 2 or 3, because there's a local organization that's willing to help you get caught up on those payments so you can keep your home. Let me tell you about the Minnesota Home Ownership Center. It's a nonprofit whose sole purpose is to prevent you from going into foreclosure. The Minnesota Home Ownership Center has a network of organizations around the state to review everything with you, explain your options, and then advocate for you to get the help you need. And get this, they won't charge you because it's all free. Check out hocmn.org or give them a call at 651-410-1086 to set up an appointment. You worked hard to get into that house. Let Minnesota Home Ownership Center help you stay in it.